Brandon Aiyuk out probably past week 6, but it is being confirmed that the team expects him to be out through week 6. But he won't even be ready to rumble. He'll be so far away from optimal form, and he's coming back from an ACL, from a brutal knee injury, more than an ACL, so he's going to take more time than that first 2, 3, 4 games back anyway. So he's probably cooked for the season in terms of best ball. How can you get zeros for 6 straight weeks, maybe another couple really bad games, and then count on him? And in non-best ball, it depends where you can get him, but that's a long time. You could grab him, put him on IR. There are some options. Breece Hall, trade talk. We're going to go over that. Is that true? Is there a chance that Breece Hall gets traded? Washington Commanders, Chicago Bears, Houston Texans all need running backs. Maybe, maybe not. Or is JCM, our boy Little Bill, going to say, hell no, I'm the starter in Washington? We also have Matthew Stafford not practicing like predicted. The weekend, we got news that he'd be ready to go Monday. But we have good and bad news. The bad news is that he's not practicing. The good news is that McVay said that if it was a game, he would play. If today was a game, if tomorrow was a game, he would play. So I don't think there's anything to worry about. They're just being extra cautious. Maybe he is a little sore from the 60 throws that he threw limitless the day before. We're breaking all that down and more. Taking phone calls, answering super chats, doing it live like no one else does it. This show is your hype show. This show is all you need to get ready for the 2025 fantasy football season. Trades, waiver wire. No one goes live more than your boy Smitty. The fantasy football show begins right now. File on in. Yeah, I guess the intro doesn't want to play. Let me close out. I gotta close out my damn board. I don't think it's gonna roll. So the fantasy football show begins right now. I tested it beforehand, but sometimes those things don't happen. Just want you all to know that I appreciate you, by the way, while we're waiting for the intro. Oh well.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Live whenever news breaks. Appreciate you all being here. First super chat of the evening gets a standing ovation. Let me do that right now. Young man. Where's my soundboard? Come on, what? We're late today.
Yeah, buddy.
I just restarted the system. Are you cuffing Achane? If so, Wright or Gordon? No one knows the answer to that, Caleb. I'm sorry. I wish I had the answer. I would probably say Wright is currently in pole position, but Gordon's better. And I say that with a heavy heart because we really liked Wright coming out of college last year, and I still like him. But Ollie Gordon's like a monster on the goal line, and he's probably going to get a majority of that work. Now, Tyreek Hill was wrong in saying you pull Achane from goal line situations. Look, Achane's going to be one of the most dangerous goal line players in the National Football League. First and goal from the 1, you'll run Ollie Gordon. If you're inside the 5, the 4-yard line, the 3-yard line, you might have Achane in the slot. You might have Achane in motion to catch a pass untouched. Achane's one of the most dangerous players inside the 10-yard line. It's kind of a silly question or a silly way to look at Achane versus Gordon. You need 1 yard, a plunge, you give it to Gordon. I don't want Achane getting that work. So Tyreek Hill was making a big stir about this, and people are like, oh my God, is Achane not going to be the goal line back? Oh my God, Ollie Gordon scored a touchdown. Oh my God, Jalen Wright scored a touchdown in the preseason game. Does that mean Achane's not getting touchdowns? Achane's one of the most dangerous running backs in the league at and around the goal line. Calm down. Calm down. Not everybody can carry every play. The team's going to run how many times? How many times is the Dolphins going to run the ball? 472 times maybe? 472? You want Achane getting 200 carries. He can't even get half of these carries because he's catching 70 receptions. Etienne's going to get you 70 receptions, 200 carries, and probably something along the lines of, I would say, 1,800 to 1,900 total yards. And if you want to dumb that down to 1,700, just a big wide range, 12 to 15 TDs for Etienne. That's his line. That's what Etienne's doing. Are you complaining? I think not. Now, and Caleb, I wasn't meaning any of that to you. I just mean in general when people complain about Etienne, not you specifically. Thank you for the super chat. And then this one from Brian. Brian says, is Hendy at 29 to 34 way too much of a reach? Bro, I can only answer this question for you in that if the ADP suggests that he goes a lot later, you have to take advantage of it to some degree. If he's going in the 60s and you're taking him there, yeah, probably not needed. But, of course, we love him, and I don't think you should be drafting him as your second to third turn player or even top of round 3 unless you need to. You know, I love if people have like a 4 or 5 turn pick and they grab him. But I'm not opposed to it if his value gets there. Does that make sense? Like, draft him where you can, but know that if he ever did climb to the 2-3 turn, I'd be down. But you can't. You're going to lose value if you tackle this the wrong way. Would you trade Ladd, Harvey for Genty and Hunter? In Dynasty, I'd rather have Genty and Hunter by a country mile. And that's just the way I feel about Genty and the way I feel about Hunter. In redraft, this could be very, very similar, but I still would rather have Genty and Travis Hunter personally. But it's closer in redraft. In Dynasty, anybody freaking out on Genty just doesn't know ball at all. So Breece Hall, we'll talk about Breece Hall first. Breece Hall, there's some rumors here. Now, these rumors have been circling for a while, so keep in mind that his own head coach called him up and shot down the rumor and said, hey, we're not trading you, okay? He got a call from his head coach. His head coach dialed him up. Breece answered the phone, said, hello, this is Breece Hall. I'm 8 feet tall. And his coach said, hey, Breece, how you doing, buddy? Do you think we're trading you? And Breece goes, I don't know. He goes, we're not trading you. You're our guy. You're our number one running back. You're a guy. Yeah, they're going to use multiple running backs, but you're a guy. Now, but since then, we're hearing some people spreading some new rumors that might just be built off the older ones. We don't really know. There's no confirmation. The team's not suggesting this, but sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire. People close to the situation believe. People close to the situation. Is that a dry cleaner's cousin's baby, brother that ended up having a play date with, the receptionist and her kid or something? Who knows? People close to the situation believe that the Jets might trade Breece Hall by the deadline and move forward with running backs Allen and Isaiah Davis, which would be great for Braylon Allen. But keep in mind that if Breece Hall is balling out, they're not trading him, And keep in mind, I know a lot of people are getting excited about this. This is not happening now. It's not. The team's marching into week 1 with Breece Hall. And if they use him properly and he explodes, guess who's not getting traded? Guess who's getting an extension? Breece Hall. But Breece Hall even said at a podium talking to reporters saying, I'm not the guy that this regime drafted. And a lot of people twisted that up, cut it right there and put it out there. And then I had people even call into the phone line and say, oh my God, can you believe that Breece Hall says he's out of there? He didn't. He said in the context of, I need to prove myself. This regime didn't draft me. They don't owe me anything. Someone's like, do you want an extension? He's like, I got to earn my extension. Breece Hall's done everything right. He said everything perfectly in an eloquent fashion. He said it in a motivating fashion. He said, I need to earn the extension. And then he said, this regime didn't draft me. I need to show them that I am the guy. I need to show them that they do want to extend me. So let's back off a little bit. And this news mixed with the trade rumors, mixed with the Hall's washed, mixed with this is a 3-headed monster, mixed with this news for some reason injects into the veins of fantasy football owners. This is a running back by committee. Now it officially is. I have no... this is good. This is really good. Breece Hall becomes a value beyond anything he was earlier in the year. 4th round. This guy might fall to 5.1. This guy on Underdog and will draft tonight. Make sure you click this link that I'm dropping in the live chat. It's only a $10 minimum. They'll match 50% of your first deposit up to $1,000 though. So you could drop $2,000, they give you $1,000 in bonus credit in your account. But if you did the $10 minimum, they give you $5, and then you can do 3 drafts. You could do 3 $5 puppy drafts that are up right now. And it's so fun to have extra skin in the games. 3 drafts. You could have 3 fantasy drafts tonight. Right now. You just click that link. You don't have to wait for me, but we'll draft tonight. Wait for me tonight if you want to draft tonight. But if you want to just draft 3 drafts right now, if you want draft day right now, all you got to do is click that link and it's draft day right now. You can draft a live draft 20-second timer right now while you're watching this show. Right now. You don't got to wait. You don't got to wait. Yeah, buddy. You can make draft day any day. Any hour's draft hour. Any hour's draft hour. What was I saying? Breece Hall. Hampton and over Breece Hall and Dynasty, Greg. Come on, Greg. Come on, Greg. This is a Breece Hall let's repair his image show, but you also got to know what you're talking about here in terms of Dynasty, okay, Greg? Breece Hall is not washed. I want Hampton over him in Dynasty, but that doesn't mean I don't like Breece Hall. Breece Hall is going in the 4th round now. Imagine where he's going once people draw conclusions from this news. So we'll see what happens on this one. But right now it's a nothing burger and it's an ADP nut shot, which is good for those in the investment business. As for Brandon Aiyuk, not so good news, but we knew this was coming. We knew he wouldn't play the first 4 weeks, but people are like, you, Smitty, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm a Niner fan. You don't know what you're talking about. Word is that this guy's going to be a week 1 surprise. He might actually be ready for week 1, Smitty. You're going to be wrong. You're going to pay. You'll see. And not only is he out for the first 4 weeks, dude is not playing the first 6 weeks. 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan estimated today to reporters, and believe me, you estimate on the cautious side sometimes, especially when dealing with reporters and the way Shanahan hates dealing with them. He says that Brandon Aiyuk, who is recovering from a significant knee injury, could be back for week 6. This tells me it's week 6 and beyond. And even if he did come back in week 6, he's not going to be the same Aiyuk. He's not a monster. He's not the same guy he used to be. It's going to take him a calendar year of playing. That means that maybe week 1 next year, because of the offseason and how long it will be from now until the offseason, maybe he's close to physically as he was maybe in week 1. But mentally, he was a mess before he tore his ACL. He wasn't prepared. He held out the whole situation. Guy turned into a diva overnight. This is a humble kid at one point, and now he's a diva. And you know the crazy part is he's had 1 year of his contract go by. This will be another year of his contract go by. This guy might be asking for an extension in the offseason. I mean, really, he hasn't even played. He's just getting paid. And he sometimes puts up cryptic tweets that are like, almost as if for an Instagram post that's as if he's going to get paid more, or, the bag might be coming. I mean, goodness gracious, man. The Niners really shiated the bed big time on this trade. Just a big shiat right on the bed. And to the Niners' credit, they got worn down to a nub with this guy and his offseason antics. This is like one of those people you can't even fight with. You're like when a phone caller calls in and they're just like a brick wall. They just don't hear anything I'm saying. And they're just horrible to argue with because they don't get it at all. And you're like, I can't even argue with you. This man went into a negotiation battle where the Niners are like, you're not pushing us around. And by the time they got to the end, they were worn down to a nub because this guy was like a homesick kid going to camp and decided he pulled out and didn't want to go to camp anymore. They set up a Browns trade that was sending Amari Cooper over to the Niners, and maybe Amari Cooper would have had a good year. I don't believe that he's washed. I believe that Buffalo just kind of didn't use him right. And Buffalo's weird. But they had a deal set up where Amari Cooper was an amazing deal. Amari Cooper goes to the Niners. They don't have to pay Aiyuk. And the Browns were going to bring him in and sign him to a long-term deal. And Aiyuk pulled out. Aiyuk, like a homesick kid, was like, I don't want to go. They're like, bro, you just requested a trade. We set it up. Everything was in motion. And you pull out. What are you doing, Aiyuk? They got so upset. Kyle and John are like, forget, just give them the freaking money. And they folded. I believe if they could go back in time, they would undo this. If they could go back in time, they press a button. I have it on good authority that if this man was healthy, they would cut him because they would want to. They're building for the future, and again, he's going to want a new deal within about a year and a half. It's like so. It's crazy, you know. Aiyuk isn't even. He's not even, it's so hard to imagine him even being the same player at all ever again because the receiver room's very crowded, even though it's not like super ultra talented. Ricky Pearsall, Juwan Jennings, George Kittle, CMC, a lot of mouths to feed. And if this guy comes back, he's not walking into the number 1 role. He's not even walking into the number 2 wide receiver role. He's definitely not walking into the number 3 pass catching role. So, because of Kittle and CMC and Pearsall and Jennings, this might be the 6th option some weeks. There's no way for him to ever gain back his value. There's just no way. He shouldn't be drafted. Run away from him. I've screamed this all offseason. I forget who was in here when I was yelling. Where's what's his face that we used to do the 1v1 drafts? What's his name? Ryan. Ryan. Why am I blanking on names? I think it was Ryan. He would come in and we'd argue about this, and I'm like, you're wasting your pick drafting Aiyuk in best ball. Why in the hell would you draft Aiyuk in best ball? He's gonna miss half the season. And he might be ready for week 1. We might be ready for week 1. No, he's not ready for week 1. Aiyuk is not draftable. Even in redraft, unless you can IR spot him, which is the solution. You draft him, you IR spot him, and then you got an open spot and you pick up somebody. That would make sense if, let's say, Dante Thornton was out there and you wanted to grab him. Let's say Brashard Smith was out there as an RB pickup and you knew he'd be there. Instead of drafting Brashard Smith, you're drafting Aiyuk, and then you're putting him on IR, and then you're picking up Brashard. I don't mind that, but that might be like a trade maneuver. I still don't think he helps anybody. So Aiyuk news, not good. As for Matthew Stafford, this is not. I got some more super chats. I'll handle those in 1 second. Let me just get through this news, and then we'll go straight to supers and phone calls. Matthew Stafford is this is not great news. It's not bad news. It's kind of just it is what we're kind of in just a little bit more of a wait period. He was going to come back today in practice. Coach actually said we look forward to him coming back on Monday, but it wasn't like guaranteed. It was, hey, he was out there Saturday throwing 60 footballs. That's a lot for somebody that hasn't been doing anything, and they were limitless in range. And there was no limitations. He was just letting it sling 60 different balls. I bet you he was just a little sore. And they said, let's take it easy for another day or two instead of practicing Monday. There's no setback here. There's no surgery. They've already shot all of the surgery talk down. There's nothing really to surgically do anyway. This is a combination of a disc as well as just a overall back issue from him having so many back problems, having a lower back soreness where the spine connects to the pelvis area, just a complete, degenerative type of thing that's going to eventually make this man not be able to play football, but not today, not this year. This year, he'll be fine for one more year. Not to mention having both Adams and Puka Nacua just knifing back and forth, short yardage monsters going this way, that. I mean, you're talking about two very, very elite short yardage, long yardage, mid yardage, route running monsters. And so Stafford won't be asked to do as much downfield all the time, especially early on. And Kyren Williams is going to ball out. Kyren's going to have 14, 15 rushing touchdowns this year. Kyren might lead the league in rushing yards. Rushing touchdowns and yards per carry. He really could be a 5-yard per carry running back in this system this year. Achane and Gibbs will probably be the league leading yards per carry guy. He'll be top 5 in yards per carry. That's what I think Kyren can do in an offense that is spread out with Adams, Puka Nacua. You have every gap, every space, this much more spread out than it was. This was a 5.0 yard per carry running back in his 2023 season. 5.0. That is an impressive feat. And he's explosive. Don't listen to the he's not explosive data crunchers. They're looking at last year's stacked boxes. They're looking at last year's situation where it was literally no wide receivers. Defenses were just crowding the box. and the man rushed for 14 touchdowns doing that on 4.1-ish yards per carry. Don't listen to the data crunchers on Kyren. Kyren is one of the most explosive running backs in the league. Now, Stafford, again, no setbacks. It's just they're taking another day from the 60 balls that he threw on Saturday without limitation. So there's nothing really here. Is there inherent risk for let's say, Kyren, for Puka, for Devontae Adams, for Matthew Stafford, for the Rams in general because of the Stafford injury? Or, I'm sorry, not the injury, the back. It's not even an injury. It's a back issue. It's an injury. You would coin it as an injury if it's something that he's trying to, like, he injured it, he's waiting, he's trying to see if he can come back or not. This is just his back. His back is going to be sore. It's going to limit him to a degree early on. But again, with Adams and Puka there and Kyren, I don't think he'll notice. I don't think there's a chance you can even try and press his back and make him do things he shouldn't be doing, because how are you going to do that with this offense? Even if you know this guy can't throw 60 yards down the field over and over and over all game long, doesn't matter. It's like, this is Puka and Adams, two of the best route runners in the league. This is Kyren, one of the best, if not top 5 running backs in the league. This is a potent offense. This is one of the better offensive lines and heaviest offensive lines in the league. Stafford could go out there in a back brace, and as long as he can find Puka and Adams knifing back and forth, you could fuse his spine, and he probably still goes out there and delivers all of the short stuff, and you don't even necessarily need to throw deep every other play. It's just going to be quite a season for the Rams if Stafford can stay on the field. But again, there is inherent risk. This is something that you definitely have to monitor, and at the end of the day, it is an overall, his back is slowly getting sore every offseason. His back is slowly going to get worse every offseason. This could be his last really good season, but there's risk. But I do believe that there's still more upside than there is risk on every level. Not to mention, let's keep in mind this one thing. Stetson Bennett looked pretty good. Let's keep in mind, I've always liked Stetson Bennett. When he stepped away from ball for a little while, it's kind of disappointing. And we don't know if he'll be, amazing if he does get shoved right into the lineup. But Stetson Bennett was always a player I thought had a lot of upside. And McVay's always loved him. Jimmy Garoppolo is nothing. Even if Jimmy did go in, let's say Stafford went down in the middle of a game, Jimmy might step in. But then as he concludes that week, that next week, there would be we don't know who the starter is yet, and then Stetson Bennett could get the nod. That's the kind of way that some of that stuff pencils out. But Stetson Bennett is a pretty good player. Rams are going to ball this year. Rams are going to ball. Breece Hall should ball. All the Breece Hall scaredy cats out there at what might end up being now 5th round value. We'll have to see. Thank you, Caleb, for the super chat. Thank you, Brian, for the super chat. Appreciate you. Everyone is keeping wide receiver and drafting running back. That's why. Appreciate you, my man. But what was your original question? It was is Hendy the 29 to 30? Okay. Okay. I don't think you you said everyone is keeping wide receiver and drafting running back. That's why. You didn't tell me in here, is Hendy at the 29 to 34 way too much of a reach? You didn't tell me this was a keeper league, Brian. You just asked me, should I draft Hendy at 29-34? You didn't tell me that everybody's rapturing at least one player from the player pool, Brian. That changes everything. Then yes, of course he's worth that selection. Thank you for your super chat, Brian. Appreciate you. Next time I need all that information. If you're going to get spotty advice, just want to make sure I'm helping you. Don't hate me, Smitty. Going Ted at the 3-4 turn, followed by Hendy, then Harvey. I don't hate you, bro. Ted is a great player, but you're doing that. You're not doing yourself a service taking him in the 3rd round. That is not smart fantasy football management. Do I take Ibuka in the 3rd round? First of all, Ibuka is better than Ted, in my opinion. You can think what you want. That's not a knock on Ted. That's just saying Ibuka is a top 12 wide receiver. This guy's got the fluidity of a Neighbors, the way he runs his routes. And not saying he's Neighbors. Don't twist that up. I'm saying he looks and moves like Neighbors in terms of fluidity. He's unbelievable. But do you see me drafting him in the 3rd round because I love him so much? Taking Ted McMillan at the 3-4 turn is not a good move. Taking him at 5 or 6 can win a league. Ted McMillan at 5 or 6 is great. 6 especially. Round 6, I approve Ted McMillan as a league winner. Just as Igbuka in the 6th round, 7th round is a league winner. But Igbuka, who I love more than Ted, I'm not taking in round 4, let alone round 3, because it's smart not to. Smitty, what's up? Who should I keep? 12-team PPR. I have the 11th pick. JD5 as my 6th. Well, if it's a 1 QB, like, you can't keep JD5, bro, over BTJ, who you draft over JD5 in a redraft in a dynasty startup you know what I'm saying? If this is a super flex, which I don't see anywhere, then of course you would, but I don't think you'd have 6th round value in a super flex. So, like, you can't keep a quarterback in the 6th round over BT in the 10th round. Like, this is a no-brainer. It's even over Barkley, even if Barkley in the 2nd round, it wouldn't matter. So there's not a decision here. Braves Rock, you got an amazing situation. Bravo for setting that up for yourself.
Mashed potatoes!
I mean, but it is a very easy call. Oh, where am I at? It's a very easy call, but congrats on getting that set up for yourself. It's just a 1 keeper. The answer is BT, and there's not even, like, you almost should take a mini lap for even not having that locked in. But then take a victory lap for drafting so amazingly that you're in that situation.
Mashed potatoes!
Yep. 2 laps never hurt nobody. 2 laps never hurt nobody, my boy. Sam, appreciate you. Wish there was a chat while drafting on Underdog. Yeah, but you can chat on Patreon. My Patreon is a 365 24/7 live chat group. And so anybody that isn't on that, I believe Sam is, right, Sam? Join the Patreon right here. It's a 24/7 365 live chat group. I'll pin that link in the live chat. Anybody that wants to chat 24/7 365, you want to get on over to my Patreon. $10 a month, cancel anytime. 365 24/7. Especially during game days. It's so fun to be in there. There's so many people sitting in there chatting, talking football. This one here from Mink, and then we'll go straight to the phone lines. Mink says, Braylon Allen, Tajay Spears, Benson, pick 2, drop 1. You probably drop Spears because he's hurt. I know he'll be back, but Braylon Allen's got a little bit more touchdown upside. But, you know, Spears in PPR, I don't mind. I don't mind either one. It's one of the running backs you're cutting, though. You're keeping, one of the non-Cardinal running backs you're cutting. You're keeping Benson. I probably would keep Braylon Allen right now just because Spears is banged up. Should be ready for right around week 1, week 2, something like that, but not a good start, I would say. It's always hard to keep a player that's hurt, but you also can maybe draft him back a little easier. All right, let's open the phone lines, dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Appreciate all the super chats. Answer them in order in which they're received. Let's watch this.
Brown. Oh, yeah. Brown. Touchdown. You hear that sound? It's Chase Brown. Chase Brown, 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 Chase Brown.
Honey, what is that awful sound? Ma, that's Chase Brown. Ma, you got my Hot Pocket ready yet? Where are the batteries for my Game Boy?
Chase Brown. Chase Brown.
First caller of the day is Jay. Jay, what can I do for you? What do you hear? What do you say?
Hey, Smitty, what's going on, man?
What's up,
I
bro?
just had a quick question for you. Want to know your opinion. I'm in a 10-team keeper league. I've got the 4th overall pick. I've got JD5 as my keeper around 8 and Bucky a keeper around 10. I wanted to know for the 4th overall pick, would you go CD Lamb or would you try to get one of the top running backs?
I would say with this start, either way is great. Like if you were to go lamb chops, you have such good balance. You would fear nothing in the coming rounds because you wouldn't have any pressure to go one way or the other. You're so balanced. If you did go, you said who's there at running back? Bijan, or is Bijan kept?
None of the first 2 rounds basically are kept. It's just like the rookies from last year.
If you went Bijan, Raiders, you couldn't beat me in a foot race if you tried. You couldn't beat me in a foot race if you tried, my boy. And the funny thing is, if I challenge you to a race in the moments, you can call in and I'll talk about it with you. But you're going to come up with an excuse in a second if you did. Hold on. Let me add this caller real quickly. Mute yourself, my man. I appreciate you. Just stay on hold, please. Let me add this one. Bruce, mute yourself if you could, and I'll be right with you, pal. If you did go Bijan, then what wide receiver do you think you'd have with your first shot at it?
Probably looking at Garrett Wilson or Marvin Harrison probably as my one.
And you think you could easily get G. Willie or MHJ? And then you could probably get Rice later, and you could probably even maybe get Hunter. Do you think these people are sleeping on all these guys? Yeah,
possibly. The Triple H's, yeah.
Okay, so what? Probably mute yourself real quickly, my man. I'll put you on hold. I think this is a fantastic start. Hold on, Bijan, Bucky.
I'm liking Lamb myself.
Yeah, but this is fantastic. So let me just show you. There's multiple ways. There might be no answer here. You literally could be just drafting one championship team and drafting another championship team, and the two should meet ever in any sort of league somewhere in some sort of multiverse. The odds of it are rare, but if the exact two teams would meet, they might just clash to the bitter end. You know what I mean? So don't overthink it. But if you're coming away with Garrett Wilson, Hunter, Rice, let's say, and Ibuka, and you get then that makes it a Bijan situation awesome. But if you did go Lamb, you getting Hampton maybe or Hendy with that next pick potentially, or who do you like?
Possibly Kyron, Chase, or Hampton. Yeah, if I wanted.
So let's say you got Kyron, or you think you could get Chase Brown there? Really?
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so Kyron or Chase Brown, and you look at that, it's like Lamb, or Lamp, aka Lamp. This is like near as good, if not maybe even a touch better if you were to get Chase Brown or Kyron. Maybe a touch better, but they're both so damn good, bro. They're both so damn good. There's no wrong answer here. Your two teams would probably be the best in the league either way.
All right, well, I appreciate it, man. I love the show.
All right, man. Show loves you back. Later. That was Jay. I think it was Jason. No, Jay. All right, let me go over to 571. 571, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Smitty is Don from DC.
Don from DC. Okay. I still got to put you in.
Yeah, I have a quick question. At the 6th round, who do you prefer, George Pickens or Deebo Samuel? At the 6.11. I mean, 6.02, my bad. 6.02, who do you prefer?
Pickens or Deebo in the 6th round?
Because I'm unlikely to get Deebo in the 7th. That's what I'm asking.
I like either one. I really do. I think Pickens is going to ball, bro. I like Deebo a lot. Let me just say that Pickens is a safe play. Worst case scenario, I see Pickens having 10, 90, and 7 to 8 TDs. And at the end of the day, you get that from Deebo, you're loving that anyway. You know what I mean? So if Deebo does somehow do more, Pickens, man. Pickens is much safer.
All right, I got you. I'm going to go Pickens. All right, appreciate you, Smitty.
All right, bro, later. It's not that I don't love Deebo. I love Deebo, but yeah, that's
right.
All right, later, bro.
I got you. All right,
let me merge this call real quickly. Caller, just mute yourself real quick. I'll be right with you. Just hit mute if you could. All right, let me go over to the other caller, which is Trent. Trent, you're live.
Yes, sir. What up, bro? How you doing?
What's up?
Okay, I just wanted to get your analysis on. So I had my draft yesterday. I ended up getting. I just want to, I guess, see how you feel about it. But I ended up drafting Josh Allen, James Cook, David Montgomery, Puka, Nico Collins, Travis Kelce as my tight end, and then I have Rashee Rice and Jacoby Myers in my 2 flex spots. How do you feel about that?
I like parts of it and other parts I don't. You know I'm not a big Monty guy. You know I'm definitely not a James Cook guy. Unless you just got back into the show. So I don't like your running. Like, is this a 12-man or a 10? Hopefully it's an 18-man.
It's a 12-man. So I don't know how I even got it, but that's what I ended up with. But.
Yeah, I don't know how. I'll tell you how you got it. You went early quarterback by going wide receiver. So you kind of cooked your running back situation. You know how you know how. Can I just give you an example of what this is, and everybody watching right now? And I don't want you to feel like you can't fix this with one trade, or that once Rice comes back, you don't trade Puka for Hendy and Hunter, and you have the best team in the league. Like, don't give up on this. I'm not saying it's trash, but this is perfect evidence of not going best player available. This is you forcing a strategy because, and while I like Puka and Nico, you go Puka, Nico, and Allen, and this is what you get when you're like, oh man, I don't think I'm gonna take my the best player, my favorite player. I'm gonna take a practical pick here, and then you end up with this. And you need to move. Like, these running backs are not going to cut it. And James Cook, tell me you got Ray Davis at least.
I don't have Ray Davis, but on my bench I have Nick Chubb, Pollard, Ramondre, and also have Najee Harris.
Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
All right. The way you fix this, bro, you try and trade Cook on the high. I don't know what to do with Cook. Cook.
I know.
Okay, here's what I would do. Go find the Hunter owner. Go find the, I would say Rashee Rice, but you got him. Go find the London owner. Go find the Kyron owner, go find the Hendy Harvey Hampton owner and see what wide receiver they have. And do they have one as good as London, Garrett Wilson, MHJ, or does somebody have Hunter and Kyron that you could trade Puka or Nico straight up for both of them, or Hendy and Hunter, or Hendy and JSN? Like, you need to get 2 players like that. That's how I start fixing this team. Now, I will say that I don't hate that you've got Rice once he's back, Myers, Nico, and Puka in your lineup. I don't. Stay on the waiver wire. Bro, you land one Bucky, Achane, or Kyron, and your team is now the best team in the league. You know what I mean? So don't think you can't fix this through just waiver wire. So be the best guy on the wire. Be the guy that gets every year there's a Kyron, an Achane. Can you trade fab dollars?
We can. We have 100.
Okay, go get somebody's 100 fab dollars, and then you've got 2 $100 shots, 2 golden tickets at the next Kyron Achane, which I almost guarantee there will be one this year. So then all of a sudden you're going to guarantee yourself you've got that. So do some throw that casually into something. Even if you throw like $10 into it, like, hey, just give me $10 of fab in this smaller trade, and you don't make it about the fab dollars. They'll throw it in, and then no one has 110. You're the only one with 110. And if you walk out of week 1, week 2, and there's a next Kyron Williams, you'll be the guy that can grab Kyron Williams. So make sure you add fab dollars to the next trade. All right, come back when you got some ideas. Right? Come back when you got some teams. Like, I want some duos. I want 2 players. 2 players for your one. 2 players for your Puka. 2 players for your Nico. If you especially go after Hendy, Harvey, Hampton, Hunter, see what those teams have to give you 2 players for your one, and then come back to me. All right, later, bro.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All right. Don't be down on that team either, because you could fix it with 1 trade or 1 waiver wire pickup, or both. 253. What's your name? 253, and where are you calling from?
What's up, Smitty? It's Mondo from the 253.
Mondo, what's up?
Quick question, brother. So on Sleeper, I drafted Trevor Lawrence. I got Bijan, Kyron Williams, Travis Hunter, Marvin Harrison Jr., Tucker, Marion Hampton, and Rashee Rice. And then on my bench, I got Purdy,
7-man league.
Trey Benson. No, it's 12.
All right, say that team
12-man
again.
PPR and
Say
sleeper.
that team again. I just want to show the difference between these two teams. Go ahead.
So I got Trevor Lawrence at quarterback, Bijan Robinson, Kyron Williams, Travis Hunter, Marvin Harrison Jr., Tucker Kraft at tight end, Marion Hampton, Rashi Rice, and then on the bench I got a 4-man bench. I got Purdy at quarterback, Trey Benson, Egbuka, and then Ridley.
All right, hold on a second. Mute yourself real quickly, my man. I'll be right with you. All right, so you got Ridley as well. So that other team I just showed you, somebody in the chat was like, "Hey, what's wrong with this team?" Well, the reason that guy said that, no offense to whoever it was, is you have a lot of James Cook shares, so you wanted his team to be good. You're like, what's wrong with his team? What's wrong with James Cook and Monty? I've got both those running backs. That's why you like it. Bijan, Kyron, MHJ, Hunter, Hampton, Rashi Rice, and Ridley. And yeah, I don't love I don't love T-Law, and I don't hate T-Law. You get Kraft. This could be very good. He could potentially be the Baker Mayfield of this season because of Liam Cohen. But you could always upgrade that somehow, especially with the Ridley. Like if Ridley has, some more value increase, and I like Ridley. Yeah. I'm not saying don't, just get rid of him for nothing. But if you could use Ridley to upgrade T-Law, maybe someone's got two quarterbacks and they'll take T-Law and Ridley for their extra quarterback once they start feeling like the pressures of which one do I start each week? Like maybe someone that has Penix Jr., Bo Nix, they'll trade one of them or something like that. But T-Law could be as good. I do like T-Law. Okay, so this is a good team. This is by far and away better than another team. And the reason being is
but
he's
I do have Purdy.
What?
I do also have Purdy on the bench.
Yeah. I know. I didn't want to waste my marker. I'm sorry.
Gotcha.
Bijan, Kyron, and then to still have Rice, MHJ, Hunter, and Hampton. You know what I'm saying? That other team doesn't hold a candle to this one because this guy took value at every pick. All right, what can I do for you besides pat you on the back?
Thank you, Smitty. So look, my question was, do I trade MHJ based off that Kyler performance for Debo possibly?
Whoa. What Kyler performance? Why is everybody running their mouth about Kyler right now? The guy was 7 for 8. He threw an INT.
Yeah. Was
not a good one, but he was 7 for 8. The only completion was an INT, but he was 7 for 8. I don't understand why everybody's saying Kyler's cooked. It's like they heard something and they just repeat it. I'm not saying you specifically, but Kyler looked good other than the one throw. He made a mistake. He wants it back. But he's still going to throw a lot. He's still going to do well. And Kyler still fed MHJ 8 TDs, a league-leading pass-catching number, 8 touchdowns. I mean, it's crazy, man. I don't understand why everyone's writing Kyler Murray off when he was 7 for 8 and looked good, threw a pick. So don't, and especially you trading MHJ for Debo. I love Debo, but no, bro. Debo goes in round 6-7. MHJ goes in 3-4. You're about to turn your team into the other guys. Log out of your app. Log out. I want you to go into the settings and change password and just go and then hit save.
No, I'm not going to do it. But last thing, Smitty, I have Penix available in the waiver wire that I can grab now for free? Do I want to give up either one of those quarterbacks I have on my roster, Law or Purdy, and grab
what do you think?
Penix?
What do you think? What do you think I'm going to say?
I would want to say, I listen to you every day. I would want to say yes, but I don't know which one I would do it for.
When I talk about Penix Jr. having a cannon on his arm, Penix Jr. is going to be a 4,500-yard passer. When I talk about Penix Jr. throwing for 35-plus touchdowns, turning Drake London into a top 5 wide receiver, making this offense easily top 5 to 7 in the league. And I told you I don't want to waste my marker writing down Brock Purdy's name on my board. What makes you ask me the question? Yeah, I mean, this is like when I asked Smitty,
I'm making the move.
Miss Smitty, I asked Miss Smitty, is the cheese expired in the fridge? And she says, look at the date. I look at the date. I read the date off to her. The date's fine. And then I look at her and I ask her again. so I can eat it? What's the dates? You just read the date. Like it's right in front of you.
Done.
That's what she says to me.
Done. I just did it.
Yeah, so now,
Yep.
so I know. I'm
Putty's
not
gone.
I
Penix is
understand
on.
you. Okay, all right, appreciate you, bro.
Thanks, Smitty.
Sometimes we just need double confirmations, you know. I get it. You know, double down Donnie's, double confirmation Caleb's. 319, then over to Bruce. 319, what's your name and where you calling from? Hello? 319, hello?
Hey, Smitty, can you hear me?
We can now.
Perfect. All right. Braden, I'm from Wisconsin. Calling since my league is switching to a Superflex format this year. It's my first time drafting Superflex. I'm doing some mocks, but it's hard for me to get into the rhythm. So I'm kind of curious as to your recommended kind of draft strategy and where to draft certain positions.
You an accountant, a banker, or in quality control?
Finance, so close enough.
Finance. Yeah. I'm really having trouble getting in a rhythm, Smitty. I wanna make. All right, I didn't get a psych degree for nothing, my boy. All right, hit me with it. What's the question you have, Caleb? I mean Braylon. Braden.
Yeah.
Braden, right? Braden.
Yeah.
Pam or Pan?
Yeah, you got it.
Pam?
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's Braden.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm just struggling as to like where to kind of draft quarterbacks because I kind of have that top four of Allen, Jackson, Hurts, and Daniels, right? But if I don't get one of those, my kind of thought is to try to get like Dak around the kind of 5-6 area, Dak or Drake May, and then get Penix as my QB2, and then also try to get like a Cam Ward a little bit later on and have those be my three quarterbacks and maybe get like a Jalen Milrow or something like that super late. Curious as to your kind of thoughts on that, or if I should try to draft earlier.
Yeah, in the middle of this, the 10-year plan that you're writing out for yourself, I think you need to be a little bit more open to the flow of draft, and it doesn't matter what you want to do before the draft. It matters what you do during when you're on the clock. And I know you're saying you're mock drafting, you're struggling with that, so I'm sure you're trying to execute upon it. You're still having questions, but the easy thing about early QB is you say to yourself when you're sitting there at the 3.5, let's say, and JD5 is sitting there, you say to yourself, do I like these players where JD5 is going better than JD5 or not? It's not about JD5. That's the easiest way to let go of the anxiety you have about where to draft a quarterback. Don't let it be about the quarterback. Let it be about the other players. If the other players are better than JD5, you take the other players. You don't let JD5 influence you at all into drafting him. If you're sitting there looking at, let's say, Hampton or let's say Kyron is sitting there, those players are better than drafting. You can't even see that. Those players are better than drafting a quarterback early. But once, let's say, Kyron is gone, Chase Brown is gone, and we get to like a territory where it's like, no offense to Jacobs, I don't draft Jacobs. I just don't. Jacobs was a Mars man last year. Jacobs was a league winner. People won leagues off Jacobs last year. So I don't need to hear any of you, why do you like Jacobs? You're going to be wrong about Jacobs. We were right about Jacobs. And there's reasons why I don't like Jacobs this year at his new high cost of entry. So when I get to those territories, those players not being there forces me to go JD5. Don't make it about JD5. I was on a draft. I was in a buddy draft right now. I went Kyron instead of Josh Allen in a very high quarterback scoring league, 6 points per TD pass. Josh Allen was there in the third round, and Kyron fell. And I said, I got to go Kyron. It wasn't even a hesitation in my mind. It was Kyron. The answer was Kyron. If it was Jacobs, if it was JSN, if it was wide receivers that I do like, I'm going quarterback there because you get so much bang for the buck there. But my answer to you is Mahomes, Bo Nix, Penix Jr. with a Kyler. Those are my order of things. And I don't think you whiff on every stage of that. If you try and push quarterback like Burrow a little too far and he doesn't make it, you move to the next one. Mahomes in round 5-6 in a home league, 6-7 in the best ball, and he goes, then you miss again. If you miss on Nix after that, you're just hunting the opportunity every time it comes to you. You can't possibly miss on Burrow, Mahomes, Knicks every single time. But if you did, or somebody fell to the Mahomes pick or the Knicks pick that you had to grab and you're using the same process, then grab a Penix Jr. and a Kyler, a Penix Jr. and a Dak. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. There's no way to worry. You shouldn't even worry about this. Superflex, you take a quarterback. You take a quarterback in round 1. Is this a Superflex?
Yeah. I'm just sleeper ADP right now is super weird. There's only 4 quarterbacks that go in the first round on sleeper for Superflex, 2 quarterbacks. It's just those 4. It's Allen, Jackson, Hurts, and Daniels. Those 4 are the only ones in the first round of sleeper ADP right now.
Well, it's not the way it's probably going to go. Bro, in the first round, you're taking one of the big 6 quarterbacks in the first round, no matter what. You pick at pick 3, there's no running back or wide receiver you're taking. You're taking quarterback. You're taking Lamar. You're taking Josh Allen. You're taking Burrow. You're taking Mahomes. You're taking all those guys. If you have a late, do you know your draft selection?
No, not yet.
Okay. If you get a late first rounder, I don't mind going one of the big dog players that's non-QB and then going Bo Nix in round 2. Past that, you got to feel it out when you get to this 3, 4, 5, and 6 round territory. Where's Penix Jr. going? Where's Cam Ward going? Those 2 quarterbacks win a league. I appreciate you, bro. Call back if you got another one, and I'll help you out. But Cam Ward, Penix Jr. win leagues. You just got to be careful not to push it too far. Look at the ADPs, see where they're going to fall. Sometimes that ADP, that suggested rank, influences people. So even though it sounds like you're looking at very bad ADP data that you should not be planning off of, it may influence people to kind of follow it. So I've heard super flex leagues where Penix Jr. has fallen to 5 or 6. If you get Penix Jr. with one big dog quarterback, make sure you do not pass on a Mahomes or higher, or Knicks in round 2. And then, yeah, you get Knicks and Penix Jr., you'll win the league. Or have a great shot at it if you don't crap the bed at the other picks. Or you get a Mahomes or higher with Penix Jr. or Cam Ward, you win the league. All right, later, bro. This guy was... Am I wrong on that? Was he not talking non-Superflex? And then even some of his concerns made it very, very sound like it was 1 QB. You guys, first words out of your mouth is, this is a Superflex, if you're talking Superflex. Bruce, you're live.
Hey, Smitty.
What's up?
I kind of got a weird question for you. How do you use like strength of schedule, like per position?
Again, rock out like anything else. It just depends on everything on the table at that moment. There's no one blanket way to say this. There's no one blanket way to really analyze anything. You know, like, oh, do you draft? No, I don't. But if I know, because I'm chewing gum and walking at the same time, that this running back's got a hard schedule, this running back's got an easier schedule, and I value them the exact same, then that becomes a difference maker. But no, I do not consider writing someone off my board or sorting my rankings on any level based on strength of schedule. Defenses change from year to year. Not to mention that most running backs are now catching the ball as much as they're running the ball, so none of it matters. You know, you get a player that like Harvey, he's matchup proof. Harvey's going to catch 70 footballs. He's going to run 5 yards a rip. And if he has a tough defense, he's catching 65 yards and a touchdown. So you just can't look at strength of schedule unless all things are equal. It becomes a tool, an assist, so to speak, an assist mechanism, if you will. That's it. That should not rank any sort of like overall, have any sort of overall pull on your rankings. It is a tool. It's like looking at an injury report. You know, if the player's injured then or banged up, and you're drafting 2 equal players, you've got JJ and a player right next to him. Now you got to consider JJ's hamstring injury. You know, It's all part of it assists you in making decisions. All right, my boy. Anything else? What do you got?
Nothing right now. I'm getting ready to see this week. We're gonna pull cards from my dad's draft. You know, he kept Bo Nix, like you said. So we're trying to see if we get a.
Oh, hey, real quickly,
pocket.
everyone was saying that. Yeah, I guess he did say that he was in a Superflex league. That's my fault. Smitty was locked onto his occupation. I kind of was.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one's on me. Sorry, broski. Who was that called in? What was his name? It was Braden. Braden, my bad on that one, broski. Broham, we'll get that right next time. First thing he said was Superflex, like I asked, and I didn't even hear it. I did get it. I did get locked into his occupation. I was trying to predict what he did for a living. He's like, I'm in a Superflex. I'm like, wait a minute. My bad, my boy. At least that helped somebody else. The whole breakdown before that. Poor guy. Guy's literally trying to put his 10-year plan together, and he's mapping it out very nicely, and I'm not paying attention. Go ahead, Bruce. I'm sorry.
I actually do have one more. Since I already know in my dad's one league, we're pulling the cards and all that to see where the people pick. All the top 5 quarterbacks are going to be kept at, I forget what round they are. I just know that ours, or his is, Bo Nix is in the 13th. We kept him. What do you do if you do get a top 5 in a Superflex, but all the top dogs are?
Yeah, you usually, as I mapped out here a second ago, in round 2, this is round 1, if the top dogs go and you got a pick that doesn't afford you one of those top dogs, I'm taking a non-quarterback there usually because they're so good. Gibbs or Lamb. You know, like Lamb falls right here. So you take Lamb, and then with this very close corresponding pick, Nix is almost always falling. And he is a top 5 to 6 quarterback in his own right. And then you get Penix Jr. or Cam Ward later, and you're winning your league. That's what I would say.
Okay. All right.
Appreciate you, bro.
See if I get another one. Yep.
All right. Later, my boy. Okay, super chats. Gregor with the $50 hauler. Gregor, doing it live. Gregor.
$50. Give me $50 hauler. I get by the brothers.
Gregor, appreciate you, my boy. Let me pull that back on screen here. Gregor to the moon. Gregor says this. Startup draft right now in my main league. I have another pick in 6 moves. Here's the team. Equally lacking running back and wide receiver. Tough to play ADP as it's a sniper league. 0.5 tight end premium. 1 PPR. All right, is there a super flex anywhere? Startup draft right now. I don't see super flex. It's me. It was me. It's not you. It's me. I don't see it. I see tight end premium. 1 PPR. Okay. So we're looking at Krosky, Merritt, Noel, Marks, Royals, Thornton, Horton, Brashard Smith. It's between Horton, Brashard Smith, and Krosky, Merritt. I like Marks a lot too. These are all really good players. I would try and play it, Gregor, like you're gonna, so that you can try and get 2 of these guys. So you use a little bit of ADP, suggested rank, but I like JCM, Ja'Cory Krosky, Merritt, aka Bill. And probably, I'm going to say hold off on Horton because you fall. I'm going to say hold off on Marks because he could fall. Thornton could go. I'm going to say JCM. Chat, what do you think? JCM, Horton, Brashard Smith, or Thornton? I'm going to say JCM, but I still want you to try and collect more of those guys. And thank you for the $50 hauler. You straight up monster, you. $10 hauler earlier before Superflex rant. Yep, I got it right here, bro. This one here, $10. Thank you for the super chat. $10 hauler. Hey, Smitty got the 4th pick out of 10. First time playing in a 10-teamer. Well, it's going to be pretty loaded, you'll find. CD or Gibbs at the 4. I go Gibbs, I think, because of the 10-teamer probably landing you pretty damn good wide receivers. Because think about it, in a 12-man, you're kind of getting your receivers when you go running back, but sometimes it could be iffy. Well, in a 10-manner, you're going to definitely get your receivers. You're going to get Hunter, Rice, maybe even an M.A. Share, Garrett Wilson with that, and then still might have Buka. So there's a lot of opportunity, I think, in a 10-man to go RB. So I don't mind Lamb, but I think I would go Gibbs. And of course, you said it's let's see here, CD or Gibbs at 4 starting, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex. Do early QBs and tight ends matter more in a 10-man? They kind of do. Unless you think like Ingram's going to be top 5, then you have an advantage to wait. But quarterback, I do tend to go one of the JD5, Burrow, or at least Mahomes, almost certainly, because it's in everyone's going to have good running backs and wide receivers, but having that top quarterback is the only advantage you can kind of have in some cases. I mean, minus just drafting the better players, but everyone's team's going to be stacked. So it does make it a little bit more attractive to go early QB. But if you think Bo Nix and Mahomes both fall, then that's also a good, move. I still think Mahomes could be a top 4 quarterback, so I don't mind him in the wait and see mode if he can fall a little further and you can scoop up those other players. Have the 1.1 in a 12-man standard running back heavy drafters. If I go Jamar and I take Harvey as my first running back at 5.1, who would you target as your running back 2? I mean, if I am targeting Harvey as my running back 1 at 5.1, I don't like that. I mean, if you do that, and I love Harvey, you better get Harvey and Hendy. You better get Harvey, Hendy, and another running back that feels very similar to that. And then I don't mind it, but I would take Bijan, bro. In a running back heavy environment, you're telling me that 1.1 is Bijan without a hesitation for me. Thank you again, Gregor, for the super chat. What did the chat say in regards to your question? We got a Horton, a JCM, Little Bill, try and get Blue. Oh, is Jaden Blue available? Probably not, but if Gregor, answer that question if Jaden Blue is available. Why is this channel not afraid of the Jets running back timeshare talk? It's not that we're not afraid of it, bro. They're going to run the ball 450 to 500 times. Breece Hall runs 200 to 220. Like, what do you mean? There's no concern when Breece Hall can't consume more than the amount of carries they're going to give him anyway. This is like when people say that about Monty and Gibbs. It drives me nuts because people don't know what they're talking about with Monty and Gibbs. It's just nonstop. But Smitty, aren't you afraid of Monty digging into Jahmyr Gibbs' workload? No, because we have scientific data to back up what I'm saying. This channel has scientific... You talk about this channel. Why is this channel not afraid of... We got scientific data. But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megavolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10. All right, I think we got one more super chat from Smitty. I got the 12-man standard league with the 1.1 placing. Oh, this is a $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat. $20.
I'm sorry, TV. I didn't know that was a $20 hauler. My bad. Appreciate you dropping that 20 wide. I should have played that. That's on me. Okay, and then the rest of this question. Super running back heavy. If wide receiver falls to me, is it too good to pass up? 3. Okay, is this a different question? Maybe that's why. Smitty, I got the 12-man standard league with the 1.1 pick and plan on drafting Chase. Super running back heavy league. If a wide receiver falls to me, it's too good to pass up. Is 3.1 too early for Hampton? Okay, so very similar question. That's why I was thrown off. Hampton at 3.1 is fine. I don't mind that. In a 12-man, I don't mind that in a 12-man. In a 10-man, it might be a little early, but 12-man, I don't mind that at all. Hampton could be a top 7 running back. You know what I mean? What late running back would I pair with? Maybe this is the same. Did I just not? No, this is a different question. The other one was 5.1. Let me just go and make sure. Okay, yeah. I felt like I was having like a moment here. At the 1.1 and 12-man standard running back heavy drafter. Yeah, it was like, I was like, wait a minute, I just read this. Pair with Harvey, Hampton, Kyron, Chase Brown. Any of those players to go with Harvey. Hendy, of course. Hendy, Harvey would be amazing. Not afraid to go Jamar Chase, Hampton. And I wouldn't go Hendy that early, but hopefully Hendy or Harvey would fall to pair with Hampton. If you got Hampton and one of Hendy or Harvey to go with your Jamar Chase and 2.12 pick, I'm fine with that. The 1.1 is kind of a tough pick right now, Gregor. It's gotten weird because, and thank you again for that $20 holler. It's gotten weird because it used to be a golden pick, absolute straight gold, but now it's like a lot of our favorite guys are climbing up the board. You know, they're just climbing up the board so quickly that I find myself at the 1 pick at the 2-3 turn, the 24 and 25 overall pick, being like, damn it, I just missed the players I really wanted. Bucky's now gone. Chase Brown's climbing up. Kyron sometimes goes. But if you could get Kyron and Hampton, TV, if you could get Kyron and Hampton with Jamar Chase, that's the ticket right there. Or you go Bijan, but Chase and Hampton and Kyron would be amazing. Gibbs is capable of CMC type year with his talent. What in the hell does that mean, James? Gibbs is capable of a CMC type year with his talent. He just had a CMC type year. He's already done it. What do you mean he's capable of it? What do you mean CMC is begging to play like Jahmyr Gibbs now? What in the kind of hell comment is this? Gibbs was the in many formats, Gibbs was the number 1 running back already. My fault, Smitty. Didn't mean to make you answer twice. You didn't make me answer twice. There are 2 different questions. I appreciated it. Thank you for the 2 super chats. You don't have to apologize. Bro, you just dropped a $20 holler and you're apologizing to me? TV, don't apologize for dropping a $20 holler. And TV, don't apologize for taking a lap either. And James is the one that needs to apologize to every single one of you for wasting this show's time having me read this damn question. Gibbs capable of CMC type season. He just did it, James. What more can Gibbs do? Gibbs scored 20 touchdowns. What are you talking about, James? CMC would be lucky to play like Jahmyr Gibbs. How about them? How about them apples? Thank you for the super chat, James. All right, let's pull up this this news here. Hold on a second, guys. Just pulling up the news. By the way, Eagles dodged a bullet. Dodged a big bullet today. I mean, they could have been down one of the best offensive linemen, and they're not, so that's good. Likely back for week 1. You know who I really like him right now? Tesla needs to be grabbed in drafts. We're going to do a Horton Tesla and Marvin Mims show probably today at some point. We're going to be back here in an hour, so we're going to end it right here. So the 8 p.m. show is in an hour. Calm down, Smitty. I'll take a lap. James, I don't need to calm down at all. This is my resting face. I still don't know what you're talking about. Calm down. Who's upset? James? Thank you for the super chat, James. Yeah. Can you imagine saying, I think Gibbs is pretty Smitty, I just want to let you know, Smitty, I'm going to tell you, of all people, I'm going to tell you Gibbs might have a CMC year. James. Oh, man. All right, we'll be back at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is in 1 hour. Didn't mean to buy twice. Sorry. Why are you sorry for buying 2 super chats? I appreciate it. TV, you're the man. Gibbs had a great year, but it wasn't 2023, 2020. Bro, Gibbs had 20 touchdowns. What are you talking about? Gibbs is the running back 1. But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs's workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10. All right, guys, I will be back for the 8 p.m. show. Appreciate every single one of you. Easy, Smitty, I see veins in your head. That's because your boy is working out. We got veins popping all over. The muscles getting there. We're getting a little sculpting there. We're on the, what is it? How many days left? 20, 25 days? What is it? 24? What is it? Let's ask Kruger. Everybody set a goal. 24-day challenge. What is it? 20? Kruger, how many days until opening day Thursday night?
All right.
Oh, jeez, Kruger. Kruger, how many days till opening night? 24? It takes forever.
All right, Smitty, you got it. We're exactly 24 days out from opening.
Okay, so 24-day challenge. Everybody pick something. Losing weight. Stop drinking soda for 24 days. See how many lbs you drop. Stop eating candy. Work out every day. Walk 10,000 steps. Do whatever it takes. Do it with me. Start today. If you can't start today, start tomorrow. On day 20. If I remind you again on day 20, start day 20. Just pick a challenge and do it live. I'll see you all on the 8 p.m. show. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you to my super chatters. Thank you, Castle. Appreciate you. Castler TV, you the man, bro. Dropping a $20 hauler. Additional super chats. James, thank you for the triple stack. James to the moon. I'm not mad at you, James. Gregor with the $50 hauler. Castle with another one I just saw. James with another one. I know I read them off, but thank you. Cozy, appreciate you. Sam, Braves, Rock, appreciate you. Panther, Brian, Corby, Brian, and Caleb. Appreciate all your super chats. You guys are monsters. See you over on the Patreon. Here's the Patreon. The link's pinned in the live chat. It's a 365, 24/7 live chat group. I'm going to go there right now and discuss a lot of good stuff with you right now. Hit that link and do it live. Appreciate all of you. See you at 8 p.m. in an hour.
yeah.
Chase Brown, touchdown. You hear that sound? It's Chase Brown.
Chase Brown, 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 Chase Brown.
Honey, what is that awful sound? Ma, that's Chase Brown. Ma, have you got my Hot Pocket ready yet? Where are the batteries for my Game Boy?
Chase Brown.
He's Kyron, he's 7 feet tall, and he knows how to handle a ball. He's Kyron, he can take frowns and turn them upside down with his touchdowns.
Brees Hall is 8 foot tall. He will always answer the mother freaking call. Don't let him fall. In the third, don't stall. Just give Batman the freaking football.
He doesn't go in the third now. He goes in the fifth round.
He does a hell of a job.
Does a hell of a job from round 5.
A hell of a job.
Round 5 monster.
Brees Hall, please report to the moon.
He does a hell of a job.
Round 5 monster. Guys, take Brees Hall in round 5. It's insane. See you at 8 p.m.